The stock market is experiencing increasing volatility and more red days than usual. The markets have been on a seemingly upward rise since early in the year when tariffs were first announced, and more recently, investors are becoming concerned with valuations on AI companies and the overall increasing capital expenditures for artificial intelligence. So I think this is a great time for investors to do increasing due diligence on some of their large cap companies like Microsoft, which I will do in this video here. So in its recently completed quarter, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, which by the way, I think has been one of the best CEOs in the previous decade, highlighted that Microsoft cloud revenue surpassed 49 billion, which is up 26% year over year. Their commercial RPO increased 50% to nearly 400 billion with a weighted average duration of only 2 years. RPO stands for Remaining Performance Obligations. These are deals that Microsoft signs, contracts that Microsoft signs that are for usually longer than 1 quarter. It's sometimes for many years. And so Microsoft cannot recognize that as revenue immediately. It needs to recognize that as revenue as they perform the service. And so RPO eventually turns into revenue. So when RPO is increasing by 50%, that's an indication that there's strong organic demand for Microsoft services in this category, and that likely revenue growth will persist at these elevated levels for the foreseeable future, especially as they continue signing contracts at a rate that's faster than the current revenue growth rate. And of course, one of the best investments of all time is Microsoft's investment in OpenAI. They closed a new definitive agreement with OpenAI, marking the next chapter in what was, and I agree, one of the best successful partnerships in the industry has ever seen. Already, Microsoft has experienced a roughly 10x return on investment. OpenAI has contracted an incremental $250 billion worth of Azure services. Remember, Microsoft owns, I believe, 27% equity stake in OpenAI. So the value in that investment has grown roughly 10x. So they've returned their investment just in the equity share portion of the investment. But what's more is that as part of their agreement, OpenAI has purchased their cloud computing needs from Microsoft. Click the link below to watch the full video.